Weed was the worst drug I've ever done. Until this week. This vacation. Oh, tried a whole bunch of fun stuff. It was great. Wonderful. Fantastic. All of it should be legal. Everything should be legal forever. Do I want to do it all the time? Well, no. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, it was, and I mean, was my life changed? No. But you know, you can have fun with some stuff from time to time. MDMA, great. One of the best nights of my life. Mushrooms, one of the longest mornings of my life. Holy fuck. Okay, so I'll tell you about the mushrooms. So, in the Caribbean, marijuana is legal with a prescription, and so are mushrooms. But the mushrooms come in these chocolate bars, right? And they're 3 segments of chocolate, and they taste like fucking ass. Worst. Just god awful. Now, here's why I don't do illegal substances, okay? And I don't do opiates. I don't do opiates ever. I will not. Opiates are a bane on society. I don't think they should be illegal, because I'm consistent on this. But opiates, I think, are so fucking disgusting. I hate the way they make me feel. They make, like, because I've had to take, when I got, I don't know if you can see it. When I got my knee surgery, you know, they give you a Percocet or whatever, Vicodin, whichever one's the opiate. I don't know. No, an Oxy. They give you an Oxy. Same with the wisdom teeth. I didn't take them for the wisdom teeth. I said, no, thank you. But my first knee surgery, I had the first opiate pill that they gave me. It makes me so fucking sick. I hate it. And I have seen how devastating opiates are to people. I won't touch them. Like when I get surgeries done, Tylenol, ibuprofen. Don't even give me fucking codeine. I don't want it. So I don't mess with that shit. And meth is terrible. You won't ever catch me trying meth at all. No. Again, those are things that just fucking ruin people really quickly. So, but mushrooms come in these 3 bars. Well, I don't typically do drugs though. Heroin's an opiate, same thing. Nope, no, thank you. Oh, I get it. That was a joke. Sorry. I don't like being disoriented, which is why I don't like weed. Alcohol is a little different because you definitely slur speech and stuff like that, but largely in control of faculties under alcohol with reduced inhibition, which is okay. But I'm not foggy. Slurred, yes. Probably funnier to me than anybody else, yes. But I'm not foggy. There's a difference. Alcohol or weed makes me foggy. I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm talking to someone. I don't do any of that shit. So I don't like it. And so I'm very hesitant about any substances because if they put me anywhere near that feeling, I don't really care for it at all. For some people, weed is very relaxing. For me, it's not, because I get caught, I get wrapped up in my own head, and then I get stuck in that fog, and it ruins the experience. You should try a ton less of what? Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is what so the mushrooms, they come in these 3 bars of the weed. No, it doesn't take much at all for me to get there. I do not like it. Like, small amount makes me it's just hazy, off. I've actually gotten past that a couple times, and and get just kind of into the nice high. And like, it's okay when you're there, but it's on the beginning, like getting there and then coming down. I don't like that. And that's where I'm going to get to with the mushrooms. So 3 bars. 1 bar is like clarity, focus, confidence, or whatever. Some glitters. 2 is like fractals and some other weird shit. Mild hallucination, I guess. Or 2 of them. And then the 3 one, it says go to a safe place. There's like a guide of like if you're eating the chocolates. Because like you may have never done this. So if you're going to eat all 3, go to a fucking safe place and prepare yourself for Happy Town. So I buy Lady Rackets and I these chocolate bars. And I'm like, I don't know when we're going to eat these, but we'll find out what to do. We'll figure it out. So that night we go to bed and we both wake up at like 6 a.m. And we went to bed late. We both wake up at 6 a.m., can't sleep. Okay, what the fuck are we going to do? So I'm like, I know. It says to take these fucking mushroom bars on an empty stomach. You haven't eaten yet. Breakfast isn't even going to be open for, a couple hours. Let's chow down the fucking mushroom bars and see what happens. I eat my mushroom bar. She eats her mushroom bar. Well, now what? We got like an hour before these things kick in. So we go out and we go to the pool. We go to all the different pools and they're all closed except one. And this pool has a pool table in it. In the pool. So we're playing pool in the pool table. Or playing pool in the pool. Which is kind of fun, except not really, because it's a shit pool table because it's out in the elements and in water. So it's kind of like, it's not like a good pool table. So it's awful. Stone, you must have thought that was awesome. I wasn't stoned. So, but we're just killing time. And all of a sudden, it starts. And I'm like, I feel dizzy. I feel kind of queasy, a little sick. So let's go back to the hotel room. I don't want to throw up. Because if you throw up, like you might throw up all of the drugs that you just ate. Which is terrible. You don't want to throw up all the drugs. It's like, but I don't feel great. And if I have to get to a bathroom, I want to be able to get to a bathroom. I don't want to be like running all over a fucking resort trying to find one. Thank Christ. This was my plan. Because we got back and shit got fucking weird. It got so weird so fast. I can't even express to you how long that morning was. Because it really wasn't time-wise. I mean, so we ate the mushroom bars, probably got done with them about 6:30. Got back to the room around 7:30, 8. And then I can't. Okay, so there are mirrors all over this room, like the mirrors in front of you, mirrors in the closet, mirrors in the bathroom. And every mirror for me was something different. Different worlds. Different places. I looked different. I acted different. When I would turn to a different mirror, I was different. And it was like, okay, this is wrong. And I was kind of like freaking out a little bit. But you got to find something to anchor yourself. And so Lady Rackets had a deck of cards. And for whatever reason, she had taken the 2 jokers off the top. So I had the 2 jokers in my hand. And I was just twirling them around, saying jokers, jokers, jokers. Because that was like how I would like tell myself I was still here. In hindsight, super fucking retarded. Like, so weird. But I had these jokers. And it was just something to keep my hand and eyes occupied. But you get distracted in a heartbeat. Like, it's like ADD, but there's a different artist everywhere you like blink and turn your head to. And so then I'm sitting there and I would look in a mirror and I'd see myself. And then I'd look in a different mirror and I'd see Lady Rackets, and she'd be really short, like shorter than she already was. And she'd be like, and she was on her fucking phone. She was playing puzzle games like Sudoku, but she wasn't playing the games. Okay? Like, let's be fucking clear, because you're retarded on mushrooms. There's no way around. There's no sugarcoating or pussyfooting it or whatever it is. You are fucking dumb. You're a dumb motherfucker. And I was cognizant of how stupid I sounded. And that's when because Lady Rag is always like, oh no, this isn't affecting me. With whatever. She's like, it doesn't really affect me. Liquor. She's like, oh no, I'm fine. And I'm like, you're not that fine. She's like, no, it's good. So she'll play it off all cool. So she's laying there. She's like, no, I'm just playing my game. And I'm like, I know you're lying, bitch. I know you're fucking stoned out of your mind, because you're not making fun of how fucking dumb I am. See? Because I was goddamn annoying, and I know it. I know I was annoying. I was annoying the little bit of me that was still sane, but it didn't matter, because when I turned my head and laid into my pillow, I went between the pages. You have to understand, between the pages was a very fucking important place to be, because that was a different world than the one I was in. So anyway, this goes on for far too long. Like, way too long. I'm not into it. Someone asked, like, how the mushrooms were at the resort. They're like, how are the mushrooms? And I was like, I have built and destroyed my own civilizations for years this morning. And that was true. And then someone asked if I talked to things that weren't there. Yes. And then I was mad that they weren't there, because I was like, how disappointing. Right? Where is everything? It was awful. You would not want to experience that bullshit for 8 hours? Well, good news. It was only 5. It's only 5 hours of fucking lunacy. And an hour of that I was asleep. I did pass out around noon. Woke up at 1. It was still a little wonky, but I was mostly there. But I could still feel the coming down off of it. The beginning of mushrooms and the end of mushrooms, I think some people really like that, and they do like the microdosing and they stay there because it's really colorful. It's like looking at the world in HDR. Like, all the colors pop, everything moves, and it's like a DSLR camera, right? What you're looking at is very crisp and clear and blurry around the edges. Kind of neat. And so some people probably like to be there. I don't like that, though. It's disorienting to me, and I don't like being disoriented. So it got to some crazy points, though, and I'm going to tell you the worst thing for me about mushrooms. This is the worst thing. My legs were not my own. They were far away. And I can't really describe it. I think if you've been on that way fucking out there place, if you've had mushrooms or whatever, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I don't know if other people experience the same thing. But I know I have legs, and I can sort of feel an interaction, because I was under the covers. I was so fucking cold. I was just under the covers, and then I would be sweating bullets, and so I'd be out of the covers, but then I'd be under the covers again. So when I'm under the covers and you can't see your legs, you know distantly that they're there and you can kind of feel them, but they're far away. They're far away from you. Farting was the worst thing in the world. Okay? Because I was so fucking paranoid that I shit the bed. And I couldn't tell because I couldn't feel my own ass. So I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm so cold. Oh, I gotta fart. No, don't do it. Don't do it. And then you fart and you're like, oh no, that one, I had to shit the bed. I know I shit the bed. I did. But then you check and you're like, no, I didn't shit the bed. Oh, this is great. Ha ha ha, back under the covers because it's so fucking cold. But then eventually I had to go to the bathroom, I thought, but I couldn't tell because I couldn't feel my ass. So I was just paranoid at this point. And so I go to the toilet and I'm just sitting there. And then I got lost talking to myself. I am very, very philosophical about jokes and storytelling. Oh my God. And so I'm sitting there talking to myself. And remember, Lady Rackets is torched on the bed, not 15 feet away. She is fucking torched. But she isn't saying anything at all about how fucking dumb I sound, waxing philosophical about the nature of storytelling and how critically important story is to my miserable fucking existence for an hour on a toilet in the Caribbean. So I'm sitting there with jokers in my hand, naked as fucking day, on a toilet talking about troubadours and coming up with every fucking storyteller synonym I can. Jokes, jokes, jokes. It's always back to jokes. Always jokes. Never serious. Always jokes. Jokers, jokers, jokers. Right? Trying to bring myself into reality because my brain hates being disoriented. Like I'm still there. Like you could still, in the back of me is like, I hate being disoriented and I know that I'm on these mushrooms, but when I look to the left, the mirror is red and I'm smiling back at myself, but I'm not smiling. So I'm sitting there naked on this toilet thinking I'm going to shit my insides out, but I never do. I just sit there and after, 50 minutes? Lady Rackets is like, hey, what you doing? Jokers, 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 jokers. What? Jokers, 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 jokers. I'm telling stories. It's like, you've been in there like a long time. Like, what would you know about time? Time is something you've never experienced. Time, you're on your fucking phone doing puzzles. Put your phone away. How are you on your phone like this? I looked at my phone once, and I said no. Because I was afraid I would open Twitter. And if I opened Twitter, it would have been funny for 8 minutes. But I couldn't stare at the screen. This is the problem I had. If I looked at the screen, oh, wait, I'm leaving out a very important part. Very important thing. Right at the beginning of the mushrooms hitting. Right at the beginning. She hands me the phone and she says, someone, I don't know, had emailed her and she needed to respond. And she said, but I can't. Can you? And I grabbed the phone and I'm typing a response. And I'm like, the letters are going upper and lower case, which I know how that sounds, but when you think about it logically, the letters on your phone as you're typing sentences do go between upper and lower case. You hit a period, it goes to uppercase. And then they switch back to lowercase on the keyboard. This is normal. But that's not what they were doing. They were just doing it to fucking confuse me in the middle of words. And I could not stare at the screen. So I'm typing without looking, and then I'd have to look back for just a second because it hurt my brain. So I had to put the phone away immediately. But then she's sitting there doing word puzzles and shit. And I'm like, how does this even work? How can you possibly do this? Over the 5-hour trip, she did 3 puzzles. And she was working on them for almost all of the 5 hours. Oh, it was a disaster. Oh, we played poker. While on mushrooms. That was not good. That was not good at all. Brand new deck of cards. Lady Raggets has ADHD and some level of OCD, right? She's not diagnosed OCD. It's probably just ADHD. But she loves things to be ordered and orderly. She opens, someone says no sex. She opens this pack of cards, and I swear to God, she fans them out in fucking orgasms immediately. How beautiful. They're all in order. King, Queen, Jack. And I'm like, you are the fucking most retarded person in the world. What are you talking about? She shuffles them and almost starts crying. I've ruined it. It was terrible. I can't tell you enough. Me, anyway, I won't speak for you, on mushrooms was clinically fucking stupid. And you know you're clinically fucking stupid, but you just can't bring yourself to care. So, and the best part is you don't care about the other person being stupid either. Like they're dumb, and it's just like, well, of course they are, because I am. Oh, but I tried to find her at one point because I turned to the right and there was a mirror, and that was scary. And so I turned to the left where she was. I turned to the left, but her pillow, like she was on her pillow. So, you know, she's here and her pillow's like here, right? Head, pillow. The edge of this pillow, that was like the wall of fucking Jericho. I couldn't get past the edge of the pillow to see her. And it got huge. And I'm like, fuck, this pillow's in my way. I don't know how to get past the pillow. Maybe I can go under it. You can't. You can't actually go under the pillow. I want to point this out. Because it's still a pillow as physical. And you can't go under it. Okay. So there's my mushroom story. Next, I guess I will tell you my MDMA story. If you want to hear my drug stories, I don't, 40 years, I've never done any of this stuff. But I had an inhibition coom-splosion. Because I was like, this trip was the trip, not the mushroom trip, the vacation, was like, let the fuck go. That's why there's a stripper pole story. I wish I could show you the pictures of my costumes, but I can't because they're way too fucking hilarious. But it was described to you already. Right? If you missed the stream with Lady Raggets, you got to go watch it. It was a lot of fun. But I won the costume contest because I'll describe the costume. I was in sandals. My costume was your average Caribbean resort goer. Okay. And so I was in sandals. I was in very small, like full coverage underwear, but not like boxers, right? I mean, something akin to a brief, but not white because that'd be weird. White briefs. So I'm in blue, navy blue briefs, basically. And I'm in a very nice islandy shirt. Bamboo K is the brand. I think they sell it at like, I've seen them elsewhere. Nice, like thick material, really breathable. Nice shirt. But under that, I had Lady Rackets paint across my chest, "Get this dick." Well, chest and stomach, giant letters. But I wore the shirt over it. And for the costume contest, we had to walk up and model our costumes. And so I walked up. Now I wasn't in pants because that's just ridiculous. Why would you wear pants? But so I ripped the shirt off to the music. And where'd you get paint? Let's not talk about this. There's certain things that don't need to be known. But so I ripped. People aren't suspecting this. You're supposed to go up, walk forward. You do like a runway walk, and then you got to turn to the side to show them the side of the costume and the back. So as I turn to the side, I had the top couple buttons unbuttoned so I could do this. And I go and I rip the shirt off over the top. So then when I turn back around, they see "Get this dick" right across the whole body. And then that's when the crowd fucking lost it. And it wasn't even close. Was not even close. No one had a chance to win after that. And so we had it. All right. Why did I start this story? Oh, yes. This is not something I would normally do, but we were just having fun, right? Lady Rackets. Okay, so she told the stripper pole story, how she pulled her ass back. Fucking activated her sciatica like a nursing home queen. But she, not only would you never catch her on a stripper pole, she doesn't dance. She doesn't like to dance at all. Like we don't dance at weddings really or whatever. And I don't like to dance if no one around me is dancing. Okay. I I enjoy dancing. It's fine if everybody's doing it. But if like anybody's not, then I'm like, oh no, I'm out, right? Like that's fucking weird. But yeah. So this is like just like we're out just it's like who fucking cares? That was the motto of most of the trip. Who fucking cares? We're having fun. So we did. So MDMA. I'm not a man who's ever done this. I've been to raves. I've seen E-tards all over the place. But I don't partake in any of that. But I had MDMA. Got it from a friend that I trusted. And friend warned me, said, I don't know if this stuff works because had one and someone else had one and complete duds. Complete duds. I said, well, who knows? Give it a shot. So I take this MDMA at Matsuri before the rave. Because if you're going to take MDMA is ecstasy, effectively. So if you're going to have ecstasy, you got to go to a rave. Like that's what you have to do. That's the law of ecstasy. So I take this thing. We walk our asses down to the rave. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. We're at the rave. It's like, oh, okay, this is kind of fun, really boring. All right. Nothing. So we're like, well, we're at the rave for about 20 or 30 minutes. No, 30 to 45 minutes total. But about 20 to 30 minutes in, I find the owners of Matsuri, say hi. I hadn't seen them yet the whole weekend. Chat with them, just say, hey, this is great. Thanks for having me out, of course. Love the show. Tons of fun. But that's it. Like, okay, well, let's go meet up with like Star Wars Girl and Cecil and the Bigginses and Flash and everybody at the bar. This place called the Dirt Bar in Houston, downtown. A couple blocks from Matsuri and from the Hilton. So Lady Raggets and I walk with Angron the Red Angel was with us, I think, at the time. I think he was there. My memory gets foggy on this. We leave the rave. No, Angron wasn't there. That was a different time we were walking with Angron, I think. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We go to the bar. Hang out. Have a couple drinks. I'm pretty sure I got legal mindset to clean a taco canyon. Not going to say I'm the greatest wingman on earth, but I am. She was a teacher. Her name was Jocelyn, I think. She was a little chungly for my taste. But whatever. I don't know. I was just being a jackass to a woman at a bar. That's all I was doing. I was like, because I walked up and I was getting water, I think, for Lady Rackets, and I bumped into this lady who's sitting at the bar, and she turns, like, not like rudely or anything. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she saw my Matsuri badge, and she goes, she's like, what is that? And I'm like, bitch, this is an anime convention. Haven't you ever heard of it? She's like, I love anime. She starts freaking out and being weird. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this will be funny. So I'm like, well, why the hell aren't you there? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, and she's with this guy, this weird looking dude. And I'm like, well, you got to come down to the anime thing. And she's like, well, what's going on there? What's going on there? I'm like, all these people here are YouTubers. They're all very important people. I didn't tell her who I was at all because it doesn't matter. I'm like, all these people are YouTubers. Let me introduce you to these very cool people. And so I take her over and I'm introducing her to, I'm like, this guy, you know what this guy does? This is a lawyer who talks about legal issues on the internet. Legal mindset. This is the man. This guy's awesome. And then I'm about to introduce her to someone else, and it was fucking over. It was over. She flooded the floor, locked eyes on him, and then all of a sudden I see him leave, and I don't hear from him until the next day. He walks out. He's like, oh yeah, we went to a salsa bar. I'm like, that bitch's name was Salsa. Okay, I got it. Sure. You were eating out that guac bowl. Okay, fine. I don't need to know. Close the deal, brother. All you. Whatever you want to do. Won't catch my ass anywhere near that, but that's fine. But I was going to try and hook her up with Cecil. Because I was just going to go through people and see what happened. I got through just one. And then I did the move, though. I had to do the move because I had to make sure things were okay. I talked to her guy. Critical. This could be a misstep in downtown Houston where you get someone killed. So I check. He's like, oh, I'm her brother. I'm like, oh, we're gold. Done. Easy. So he didn't give a shit what happened to her. Because they were Hispanic, I guess. I don't know why that made him not like whatever was like, not care about her, but that's what was true. So, he wasn't the brother. He got cucked. Here's who he was. He was the friend. He was the friend who thought maybe if I just hang around long enough, she'll get too drunk and I can touch her pee-pee. Right? That's what he was thinking. He's been thinking it a long time, and tonight was the night. And so I saved her from a non-consensual pee-pee touch, and she probably got a lot of very consensual pee-pee touches. So I feel like I did good. I feel like God put me on this earth for a reason, and that's one of them. Jocelyn, you're welcome. So anyway, we get done. Lady Rackets and I are walking with Star Wars Girl back to the hotel. And I don't know if you know this about Star Wars Girl, but she walks 1,000 miles an hour. I don't know if she's on all of the cocaine or whatever. She's just booking it down the fucking road. And so we're like, okay, gotta keep up. So we're just talking with Anna as we're walking, having a good time. We get back to the hotel. We go to our respective rooms. Lady Rackets and I, of course, go to our room alone before anybody gets any weird fucking ideas. And we're like, well, I guess those pills were a complete bust. No, fair and balanced. No, she does not have long legs. Anna is tiny. She's a little hobbit. It's weird. This is like, I guess those MDMA pills were a bust. After all, oh well. Lay down. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I drank that much, but I feel kind of sick. And I thought I was going to throw up. Similar to the mushrooms, right? But I hadn't done the mushrooms. This is in the past. I'm like, fuck, I had, 3 drinks at the bar? And I'd maybe had a drink or two in my line hours before. But I mean, I had 3 drinks. Like, that's it. Turn into a rat eats roofied himself story? No. It gets way better than that. I've had my three drinks at the bar. And oh no, one of them was water. I had 2 drinks at the bar. And I hit a little bit of a weed pen. Delta 8, I think. This is not illegal weed. Some Delta 8 stuff. And I'm like, because it was there. And I was like, whatever. But I thought, okay, I feel weird. Shit's kind of little. Before my younger son got glasses, when he was really young, he used to describe things as tippy. He's farsighted, which is kind of weird. But he said that things looked tippy and it made him not feel well before he got glasses. And that's how I could describe this. Things looked tippy. And I felt a little motion sick. And so I was like, oh, God, it's gross. Like, I didn't drink that much. I didn't do that much Delta 8. So I'm going to go in the bathroom. I tell Lady Raggets, I'm like, she's laying there and she's kind of okay. But she's like, I feel kind of weird too. It's like, oh, well, whatever. I'm going to the bathroom. I think I might throw up, but I'm fine. I'm okay. Go in the bathroom. Look down at the toilet. I'm like, I don't really need to throw up. And I looked in the mirror. And the room behind me shifted from yellow to orange and back to yellow. And I was like, oh. And then I looked at my pupils and they were the size of the fucking sun. And then that shit was on. I started breathing, okay? And I would breathe, like intentionally breathe, and my chest would expand and my whole upper body would turn, to me, like red. Really like red. And Then I breathe out and I go back to my pasty pale ass. And then my chest hair was like swirling around. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird looking. And then I look on the walls of the Hilton. And Ryan knows, because he was in a Hilton as well, that bathroom wallpaper is like a cross thatching of like a khaki cross thatch. And that shit was like spinning around a little bit. And I was like, whoa, that's fucking weird. And then all I wanted to do on Earth was touch it. And I sat and fucking dry hump rubbed this wall for like 20 minutes. And it was glorious. My fingertips were magic. I'm like, oh, this wall is just so fucking, gosh, this texture is so cool. Then I left the bathroom. And Lady Rackets was laying there, and she has butterfly tattoos on her back that are very, 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 very different colors. And they were fluttering, and they felt glorious. And I think this is where that story is going to stop. So I'm laying in the bed, and if I breathe or shift, I'm in pure joy of how like everything feels. My whole body is activated. So like the sheet going across your arm hair, magic. Could do it all fucking day. Sitting there like, it was so great. It didn't kick in. So the raves, let me get the timeline down. The rave started at midnight. We took the MDMA at like 12:10. So, and it didn't kick in until after the bar closed. For whatever reason, it just took forever. The bar closed at 2, and we walked back to the hotel. So it was probably 2:45 in the morning before it started. So I mean, I am dying. I am dying by the... These weren't old pills. No, that was the thing. They're fresh. I don't know. Like, the person I know made the pill, like made the little capsules. Does it make sense? Made them. And so, like, they mixed up that powdery shit and put it in little capsules, measured it out on a scale and put it in the capsules. Anyway, so yeah, it lasted forever. Couldn't sleep at all. Didn't sleep until after Sunday. Oh, it was a mess. Next time, I don't know that there's gonna be many next times. I can't do that. You can't do it. I cannot function. Like, I get it. I get it. So much fun. Great. Super cool. Awesome. I would strongly recommend, if you ever want to do like crazy psychedelic drugs, have someone you really, really like and enjoy touching near you, and have, and as long as that's mutual between the two of you, and that's great. So cool. Best time ever. If you did that at like any other time, like during normal life, fucking over. Can't do it. The whole like world was ruined. The mushrooms. I mean, like I could never do that at home. At home it'd be a disaster, because I could not care for anything. Could barely care for myself. But all these times I'm with a person in a safe environment. We're all like contained. Everything's good. So it was fine. And I truly get it. What the fuck is wrong with you to take drugs? Plenty. But Jesus, like the people who do it all the time, no, you can't do that. It'd be devastating. It was but it was fun, you know, for a vacation, for a once ever thing. It was great. It's great. But again, like I think the things that I clearly realize is how important that whole like safety thing is, being with someone else. Because I could easily see you should not have done a live show while high. No, that would have been very bad. Very, very bad. Not good at all. What a waste of a high that would have been. Also. Yeah. Unless it was on OnlyFans or something. I don't, like I said, I don't like the way that most intoxicants make me feel. So I've always stayed away from them. But it was fun. But I don't like the feeling leading up to the MDMA or the mushroom thing. Really did not like coming down from it either. Not a big fan. But on the beach pharmacist could get you whatever you want. That was fun. Like it was just funny. And the hotel staff's like, "Oh yeah, that guy's got the best stuff. Go buy from him." It's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good, fam. I'm okay." I don't know that I'll ever get the opportunity to do MDMA again. But if it's anything less than what happened last time, it would be a complete letdown. It wouldn't be worth it. But if it was the same as last time or better, it'd be fucking great. What was worse, the MDMA or the mushrooms? Mushrooms were worse. The MDMA. The butterflies. They flapped. Were any of the mirror use self-aware? Here's the problem. I could not figure out if they were self-aware, but were mocking my face and mimicking my face to keep me in the dark. That was a legit concern I had, because I kept expecting the me in the mirror to be different, but that fucker wasn't ever. He just kept looking at me with my own face, and I'm like, yeah, he knows. He knows what's going on. I mentioned that before our mushrooms kicked in, we were out at that pool, right? With the pool table, which is fun. We're the only people out there. Because mind you, it's 6:30 in the morning when we get there. Maybe 6:45. And by the time the mushrooms had fully kicked in, all sense of time is gone. All sense of time is gone. So I legitimately didn't know when or if that pool trip had happened. Oh, and then I mentioned I was in the bathroom for like an hour. When I came back and I laid in bed again, Lady Ragged's like, "You're back." I was like, "I never left." She's like, "What?" "I've been here forever." She's like, "No, you were just in the bathroom." "No. But the thing is, it was a joke at first, but then I wasn't sure if I had actually gone to the bathroom or if I just imagined going to the bathroom." That was weird. Very, very. See, that's the shit that weirded me out. about it. And this is what I don't like. Because then, like, and this is why I had those two fucking jokers, because they helped me not go crazy. But I was like, oh, this is what happens. People take drugs once, ever, and then they go fucking insane. And then they have to go to an institution. Because I thought I went crazy. Because it was days in that 4 or 5 hours or whatever for me. Because I know, like, people who do them all the time, they kind of like get used to that, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But I had no idea what to expect. I had no frame of reference. I didn't have some fucking asshole like waxing poetic about his mushroom trip like I'm doing now. And it was completely blind on what was going to happen. But yeah. So it was weird, but I legitimately didn't know if I had gone to the pool and then like, whoops, what the fuck? And then if I had gone to the bathroom or not.